Ayy, I'm fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome into another edition of the Fanatical Massholes show. It's your boy Mizzo. Show for the fanatics, by a fanatic. In case you don't know, if you're new here, what the show consists of. Basically, man, we run through some topics, or it's me right now running through some topics, the hottest sports topics, hip hop topics, pop culture topics that us, the fan, want to talk about. You know, again, I didn't play professional sports, nor did I coach or anything like that, but we all have something to say. So that's basically what I do. You know, we switch it up, throw a little bit of tight. All right, that's basically if you're a fan of this team and they're not either overachieving or underachieving, are you tight? Are you all right? End of the season, you know, depending on how it goes. If you like what you've seen from your team, you're good. That means you're all right. If you don't, you're tight. You know, so that's a little bit about what we do. Also, you know, we've been giving out Bozo of the week lately. Somebody who just does something that's like, come on, man, what's wrong with you? You're better than that. We're giving the Bozo of the week. We got one this week too, as well for you. I'm saying so. Basically, a little bit about what the show is for anybody that's new, that ain't been here and watched the show before. Everybody else, welcome back. Keep rocking with us. Like to shout out, you know, our sponsors. Young Fly Forever. You're looking for some clothes. Check them out. My man C's Black, Charles Price. Whatever you want to call him, go on his website, youngflyforever.com. You got all the gear for you, your kids, your wife, everybody. Go hit them up. Also, if you're looking to get a plate, go check out my man Timothy Brunfield, Big Belly Barbecue. All the fixings for you. Lobster tail, baked macaroni, lobster mac, I believe. You know, macaroni and cheese. Hit him up. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you won't be disappointed. Check my man out. And also, like, subscribe, share, comment. All right, let's get into the show. Obviously, we know what went on. NFL kickoff was last night. If you was living under a rock or you just don't like sports, well, that's your loss. But everybody else, yeah, we was watching the football games. I was watching the football game. It was a good game. I mean, I thought it'd be a little bit more high scoring. Both defenses really played more. The defenses played well. That's what I'm more shocked about. They talked about Detroit's defense. They say, what would Kansas City's defense do without Chris Jones? He didn't play. Travis Kelce didn't play for the Chiefs as well. But I think the Kansas City's defense played pretty well without Chris Jones. Yes, they're going to need Chris Jones to win a Super Bowl. They're going to need Travis Kelce to win a Super Bowl. Offense didn't play well without Travis Kelce. Definitely not. Even though Patrick Mahomes, he threw for 226. He had 2 touchdowns. The one pick he had, I'm not going to put it on him. I mean, Kadarius Toney bounced off his hands right into the defensive, the linebacker's hands. He was out. Pick 6 all the way down. That tied the game at 14. Chiefs did their thing in the first half, though, going down, scoring right before halftime, going up 14-7, looking like they was going to pad their lead. Didn't happen like that. Tied it up. I mean, I think the more it could, the call that got a lot of people's heads scratching was Chiefs up 20-14, down 21 to 20, 4th and 20 from their own. They're in their own territory basically, and they go for it on 4th and 20. I mean, punt that away. You got 3 timeouts plus a 2-minute warning. You know, take your chances. You want to pin them deep. You know, see if you can pin them deep and see what happens. They didn't do that. They went for it in their own territory. Again, Detroit basically ran out the clock anyway, so that probably would have happened. So it probably wouldn't have mattered. But I think that was a head scratcher for me too. A lot of people said that too. I thought the same thing. Again, you want to put the ball in Mahomes' hands, so you trust Mahomes. But on 4th and 20, I mean, it was big drops, big drop. That's what killed the Chiefs. To me, I don't think. Basically, let's say like that. I don't think the Chiefs lost. I don't think the Lions won this game more than the Chiefs lost it. I think the Chiefs lost this game. You know, but again, it was only 1 turnover between both teams. But I feel like the Chiefs' turnover was more costly. The drops was costly. Kadarius Toney had 4 drops last night. They traded for this guy. And a lot of people, you know, there's a reason why maybe the Giants was willing to let him go. But I mean, he's a burner. He can make plays. You know, he doesn't have to just do a go route as well. Hit him in space, drag route. He could take it to the house. But he just couldn't get his hands on the ball last night. Dropping everything. And that was bad news. That basically symbolized why the Chiefs lost last night. Drops. But Mahomes, and they was pressuring Mahomes as well too. But he was escaping pressure. He wasn't really totally comfortable, but I don't think he was totally under duress where he just couldn't get a throw off. He was getting throws off. I mean, there's one play where I don't know if it was Hutchinson or someone else had him by his ankle, basically holding his foot, and Patrick Mahomes moving around. He throws the ball, gets it out, right, puts it right on the receiver. He drops it. Like, so I think it was more the Chiefs losing this game than the Lions winning this game. That's what I think. I think a lot of costly mistakes by the Chiefs and just not executing down the stretch, which they normally do, cost them this game. The Lions didn't play that well. No, they didn't play that well, other than that last drive where they scored with David Montgomery scoring a touchdown. He went down the field. Other than that, they didn't play that well the second half. Not at all. So, like I said, I attribute that more to the Chiefs basically fumbling the ball, so to speak, no pun intended, than the Lions kind of winning that game. A lot of people got the Lions as contenders. I don't. I mean, like I've been saying, I got the Packers winning the NFC. Pardon me. I got the Packers winning the NFC North. I got the Lions finishing second, I believe. I got the Bears finishing third, and obviously the Vikings finishing fourth. I just don't think the Lions is going to be able to handle the pressure and the hype. Yes, they lived up to the hype yesterday, but again, they only beat the Chiefs by 1 point without their best defensive player by far. It's not an argument, and their best offensive player, other than Patrick Mahomes. They only beat him by 1 point. And again, had the Chiefs not the drops by the receivers, that pick six, Chiefs win this game without those two big stars, those two big pieces on their team. They still win this game. So I think the Lions are pretenders. I'm going to say it again. They're pretenders. My one contender that people don't think could be a contender, I think is the Browns. So if you ask me who's my one pretender, it's the Lions. Then followed slightly behind them is the Jets. Contenders that people don't think is going to be a contender is the Browns. The Browns is going to do some big things this year. I really believe that. Browns are going to do big things this year. I also like the Saints too. I think the Saints are going to do their thing too this year. The Saints are going to do their thing. But I don't think they're going to win necessarily make it to the Super Bowl. No, because you already see my picks. Who I got? I got the Cowboys and the Chargers in there, and I got the Cowboys winning it. But I think the Saints are going to make a little noise this year. So yeah, but basically going back to what I'm saying, I think this to sum it up, my reaction to it is the Chiefs lost that game. The Lions definitely did not win that game. Okay, we'll see what happens this week coming up. Chiefs, they both got tough tests now. Jacksonville Chiefs play Jacksonville next week. Jacksonville's a good team. Lions play the Seahawks, another good team. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If the Chiefs start 0-2 though, yeah, it might be the Emmitt Smith deal. They're gonna have to go re-sign Chris Jones. I mean, go sign Chris Jones right now, get him off that franchise tag, get him in before week 8. Because he basically said he loves the team, it's business, but he ain't coming back till week 8. Because at least with week 8, if you play at least 8 games, you get credited for a season. So they can't franchise him basically. Or they could, but it's gonna be a bigger number, even bigger number. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's moving on. So we got a good slate of games, obviously in the NFL and in college. So some of my intriguing games that I'm thinking about in college is obviously Colorado. Again, this is Colorado, man. It's Dion. Let's see what they do. Big win against TCU. Now you get Nebraska coming in. Nebraska, they lose that game, heartbreaker to Minnesota. They only scored 10 points. Yeah, I think Colorado's going to win this game. But I'm definitely a game I'm intrigued about. See if Dion goes 2-0. Because imagine, they already talking about him now. They're going to keep talking about it even more. He goes 2-0 and 3-0 and 4-0 and 5-0. But we'll take things slow. I think he's going to get the win tomorrow. Yeah, so that's the game that I'm intrigued about in the college rankings. Another game that I'm kind of intrigued about is definitely Texas, Alabama. That's obvious because I got Texas in the Final Four. They're playing in Tuscaloosa. Last year they played down in Austin. Close game. Alabama won 20-19. It's gonna be a tough one. It's a tough one to call. I mean, obviously, I want to say Texas because I got Texas in the Final Four, but I think Alabama might win this. And I think Texas will still get in because a lot of teams will lose games that will keep Texas in it. but I'm thinking Alabama's going to win this game tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But now let's get down to my 5 locks, college football. You know how we do it. Every week I give you my 5 locks. I haven't been that great. I did okay last week. You look up my record. Hold up. What did I do last week? So what did I say? So I went 3-3 in week 1, week 0, I'm sorry. So let me see who we got here. What did I do for week 2? All right, so I hit with Colorado. I hit with Cal. I hit with I believe I hit with Nevada. South Carolina, I lost. And I hit with Utah State. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Let's make sure. Let's run that back and just make sure that's what I did. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. How y'all doing? How's everybody out there doing? All right, here we go. Let me see who I hit with. Let's see here. Here we go. Hold on. No, actually, I didn't hit with that. Nope. So I lost with Nevada. I lost with Nevada UFC. I didn't check that. It's my bad. Lost with that. All right. So I basically went. I went 3-2. So what does that bring me to? That brings me to 6-5. 6-5, basically. That's where I'm at this week. We're gonna see how I do now. This is big money right here. All right, y'all, big money, big money. All right, I got Colorado favored by 2.5 over Nebraska. I got Utah favored by 7.5 over Baylor. I got Ole Miss minus a 6.5 over Tulane. Let me rewind. That. Let me say it the way I'm supposed to say it, like a true gambler. Like a true gambler. Gamble responsibly, kids. I got Colorado minus a 2.5 against Nebraska. Got Utah minus a 7.5 against Baylor at Baylor. I got Ole Miss minus a 6.5 at Tulane. I got Kent State getting 35 plus the 37.5 at Arkansas. And I got UConn plus the 2.5 at Georgia State. I don't even understand how UConn's the underdog. I don't care if it's by 1 point. Like UConn should not be an underdog to Georgia State. But that's who I got. That's my locks. Listen, follow me. You're gonna make some money. But if not, just do the exact opposite. You'll probably still make some money. Yeah, for real. All right. So now in the NFL, the games that I'm looking at that I'm more intrigued about, obviously, is my team, the Commanders. This is a game that they should win. Obviously, Kyler Murray's not playing. I feel like the Cardinals are in rebuild mode. Terry McLaurin will play. What's my man's name? Chase Young is questionable, but I don't think they need him even if he doesn't play. Commanders should win this game handily. So I didn't put no money on that game, but obviously that's the game I'm intrigued about because that's my team. Another game that I'm intrigued about is the obvious one, Cowboys Giants. That's gonna be a good one Sunday night. Can't wait for that game. And then obviously the Monday night game, 9-11, Jets Bills. So those are the couple of intriguing games I'm looking at. My locks now for the NFL. Here we go. Week 1, I got the Panthers plus 3.5 against the Falcons. Got the Ravens minus 10 Texans. I got the Bucks plus 6 at the Vikings. And I got the Titans plus 3 at the Saints. And I got the Jags minus 4.5 against the Colts. That's my 5 locks for NFL. So those are my locks for college and the pros and the NFL. So we'll see what happens. I think we're gonna do good. Like I said, follow me. You're gonna make some money. You know what I'm talking about? Again, we come back from the break. We're gonna get into some sports, some more sports. I'm talking about. John Starks says LeBron is hurting his legacy when it comes to the GOAT debate against MJ. Stay tuned for that. Obviously, also, Bun B says Houston is the only city that supports their artists. We're gonna get into that too as well. I'm not gonna really give too much as far as nitpicking his argument or kind of give an alternate take to it. You know what I mean, because Bun B's a legend, but I'm definitely gonna give my perspective on it. Stick and stay, Fanatical Massholes, your boy Mizzo. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Right back after the break. Peace.
Y'all fly forever. Ayy, I'm fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, yeah, go get you the drip. Yeah, yeah, y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Yeah, ayy, y'all fly forever, go get you the drip.
Hey, yo! Welcome back. Boy, Mizzo, holding it down, Fanatical Massholes show. All right, let's get right back into it. So John Starks says LeBron is hurting his legacy. I'm going to tell you why he said it. So he said it. He said that. Where was that? Hold on a second. All right, he said that because he said former New York Knicks shooting guard, talks about the repercussions of LeBron James changing teams in his career. In an interview with Brandon B. Scoop Robinson, John Starks discussed the consequence of LeBron leaving teams throughout his 20-year career whenever they are unable to compete for a title, and the 19-time All-Stars propensity to need to put a super team together. Michael Jordan never chased superstars and never wanted to put together a super team to defeat the best in the world and win championships. Instead, he stuck with just the Chicago Bulls during his prime and earned all the success there alone, according to John Starks. So this is the exact quote. LeBron has hurt his legacy by switching NBA teams so much that will affect his standing when it comes to the LeBron versus Jordan debate, Stark said. Mike didn't move around. He wanted to play against the best. He felt like he didn't need to go chase players to join his team and beat the best because he felt like he was the best, and I think that's the difference. All right. So I did some extensive research on this. It's because sometimes we just get tired of this Jordan LeBron debate. Look, and here's how I feel it. At the end of the day, this is what I'm gonna say after all this, before I even start. If you're a LeBron guy, nothing's gonna ever change your mind. If you're an MJ guy, nothing's ever gonna change your mind, regardless of what LeBron does. Because MJ can't do nothing else. Regardless of what LeBron does, good, it's not gonna change your mind to say he's the GOAT over MJ. It's not gonna change my mind. MJ's the GOAT. LeBron's a legend, though. He's an icon. You know, if they're basketball gods, LeBron's a basketball god. Jordan's a basketball god. I think Jordan's Zeus. LeBron's a basketball god. Magic's a basketball god. Larry Bird's a basketball god. You know what I'm saying? Kobe's a basketball god. Shaq's a basketball god. Kareem's a basketball god. I mean, there's a few of them that you can name. You know, then there's some that are demigods. But those guys that I named, among others, are basketball gods. You know, but Jordan and Zeus, to me, when it comes to the basketball gods, Jordan is that guy. He is the god of the gods when it comes to basketball, to me. But anyway, let's get into it. So let's look at it. So basically, going off what John Starks said about him building super teams. So in Jordan's career, he played with two players in the top 75 and two Hall of Famers. LeBron's played with five players in the top 75 and four Hall of Famers. Now, mind you, AD and Kyrie, right now, the trajectory they're on, they're probably going to be Hall of Famers. So that'll bring it up to at least six. And then Melo, when he goes in, that'll make it seven. Okay, so that there you go. That's the argument for Jordan. Here's where you can say, okay, It's the argument for LeBron, maybe, or you can still say Jordan. So in Jordan's 6 finals, this is what the teams he faced, their record going into that, obviously their regular season record. The Lakers were 58-24 in 1991. The Lakers were 58-24. Magic, Worthy, Stennis, Byron Scott, Michael Thompson, AC Green, Vlade Divac. I know Worthy got hurt too in them finals. I don't think he played like that. So, okay, there you go. The 1991-92 Trailblazers, 57-25. Obviously, Drexler, Terry Porter, Cliff Robinson, Danny Ainge on that team, Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth. Okay, now the Phoenix Suns, the 1992-93 Phoenix Suns, 62-20. Barkley, KJ, Dan Marley, Cedric Ceballos, Danny Ainge is on that team too. The Seattle Supersonics, 95-96. The Glove, Gary Payton. The Rain Man, Sean Kemp, Nate McMillan, Detlef Shrimp, Sam Perkins, Hersey Hawkins. Good team. It was 64-18. Okay, and then the Jazz teams that they played back to back was 64. The 96-97 team was 64-18. Malone, Stockton, Hornacek, Antoine Carr, Howard Isley, Shannon Anderson, Byron Russell. Basically, the same team came back because they played them the very next year and beat them again. That team was 62-20. Greg Ostertag was one of the newer people. I think he was actually on the other team too. So basically, they had the same team. All right, their record. Of all those teams that I played, their win percentage that I just said, their record, their win percentage was 74%. So about 75. Now, LeBron's teams that he played, man, he played in the finals 10 times, a feat in itself, right? 06-07 Spurs, 58-24. That's Manu. That's Duncan. That's Parker. That's Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Bruce Bowen, Michael Finley, Brent Barry, Robert Ory, Eric. They had a bunch of teams. They had good players on that team. All right. That was the one they lost. Obviously, all the ones I named, Jordan won. Anyway, that's the one they lost. 2010, 2011, Dallas Mavericks. Dirk Nowitzki. They were 57-25. Dirk Nowitzki, Jason Terry, JJ Barea, Caron Butler, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion. They lost that series too. The Oklahoma City Thunder the very next year, 11-12, 2011, 2012, 47-19. Durant, Westbrook, Harden, Ibaka. You know what I mean? There you go. Now, the next year again, because he went like 8 years in a row. So the next year, the Spurs, 12-13 Spurs, 58-24. Again, Parker, Ginobili, Duncan, Danny Green, Patty Mills, Kawhi Leonard. That was the one that Ray Allen hit the shot in the corner. There you go. The very next year, they played him again. 62-20 this year for the Spurs this time. The notable addition was Kyle Anderson. Everybody else I just named was still on that team. The Spurs obviously won in 5, demolished them in 5, basically. Wipeout. Boom. LeBron goes back to Cleveland. Play the Warriors, 14-15. 67-15. Steph, Clay, Dre, Iggy, Harrison Barnes, Sean Livingston. Boom. They lose that series in 6. Obviously, Kyrie and Kevin Love gets hurt after he goes back there and he orchestrates that trade, play with them guys. All right. Then the next year, 15-16, 73-9 Warriors, who set the regular season record. The notable addition was Leandro Barbosa. Everybody else is on the team. Obviously, we know what happened. The Cavs come back down 3-1, winning 7. Greatest feat ever. I ain't going to lie. You got that, LeBron. Like, that was crazy. For him to do that against that team, you didn't think it was going to happen. Even though you could talk about the whole Draymond Green, if he didn't get suspended in Game 5, Cleveland might not have been there. It doesn't matter. They still had Game 6, and they had Game 7 on their home court, and they didn't get it done. LeBron got it done. So we'll give him that. Kyrie hit the big shot on Steph Curry. Got him in the ISO, switch, boom, boom, step back, bang, 3. It's over with. All right. Very next year again. 16-17 Warriors. 67-15. It's KD, David West, Nick Young. Nick Young was actually on the 18 team. Sorry. That was the addition along with Steph Curry and all them other guys that are named. Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond. Then the year after that, 17-18, they was 57-24. Again, the same team, but you add Quinn Cook, Kevon Looney, JaVale McGee. All right. And then his last chip was in 2020, 1920. That team was the Miami Heat. They played in the finals 44 and 24, 29. Remember, they were fifth seed. That's Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic. Andre Iguodala was on that team, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. So now you add that up. That team finished, their win percentage, all those teams that he played, their win percentage total, their total win percentage was 74%, 74-3. So by a couple percentages, tenths of percentages, Jordan edges them out, I'm saying, as far as the teams that they played, their winning percentage. So that argument can no longer be used to say, well, LeBron played better teams. Not really. Yes, he played in the finals more, but the teams he played weren't better total. Shows Jordan's was. Again, LeBron played a fifth seed. Jordan didn't play a fifth seed. The lowest seed he played, I think, was the Lakers. They were a third seed. They were a 3 seed in 90-91. That was the lowest seed that he played, that Jordan ever played in the finals. Because the Blazers were 1, Suns was the 1 seed, Sonics was the 1 seed, and the Jazz were the 1 seed both them seasons. Now, LeBron's team, I think the Spurs they weren't a 1, I know that. The Mavs weren't a 1. I think the Mavs were a 4. Mavs were a 4 seed. The Thunder was a 4 seed. Yep, the Spurs was a 1. They were a 1. No, the Spurs weren't a 1 seed. The Spurs was a 2 seed, I believe. They were 1 seed that year, and the Warriors were 1. No, the Warriors were 1 in 17. No, the Warriors were 1 in 15. Obviously, they were 1 seed in 16. They were 1 seed in 17. They were a 2 in 18. And then when he played the Heat, they were a 5 seed, like I said. So again, like, no, Jordan didn't play anybody lower than 3. You know, LeBron played a 5 seed. So I mean, if you want to make that, if you want to make that comparison, there you go. I just laid it out for you. Jordan's played the stiffer competition by that much. Again, LeBron's played in more finals, but Jordan played a stiffer competition. The teams back then were good. It doesn't matter, well, the skills are better. Them teams were good. The Seattle Supersonics won 64 games. The Jazz, 64 games. Again, 62 games. The Suns that they played with Barkley and them won 62. The Blazers, 57, and Lakers, 58. You know what I'm saying? So, again, you can say, well, there's stiffer competition because the Thunder were 47 and 19, but nah. That doesn't mean that. That doesn't mean that at all. You know, and the proof's in the pudding. Again, back to what John Stark said, the whole building super teams thing, basically that was the beginning argument when I said about the Hall of Famers in the top 75. It really seems like since he left Cleveland to go to Miami, and every time he's left to go somewhere else, he's done that where it's like, all right, I'm either going to do it as soon as I get back, or I'm going to wait a year, or I'm going to make this happen. Because again, he went to Miami. He was going to Miami to join Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Then he went back to Cleveland. Remember, Cleveland drafted Andrew Wiggins. Nah, he made that move, traded Wiggins. Well, he didn't get it, but I'm saying he basically wanted Andrew Wiggins traded, got Kevin Love, team with him and Kyrie because he wanted veteran leadership and he wanted to win. He didn't go back there to make the semifinals. He went back there to win championship. They got a chip. Now, then he goes to LA. The first year, he doesn't do anything. You know, again, he's got the young kids. He's got Lonzo Ball. He's got Brandon Ingram. Was Julius Randle on that team? I don't think he was on that team yet. He's got them guys. He was gone. I think he was already in New Orleans. But so he's got all them guys. Good players. Josh Hart and them, good players. Trade him for Anthony Davis because he said, I want to play with Anthony Davis. So I get what John Starks is saying, and that's, to me, that's what kind of knocks him down. I get a lot of people go off of stats. Just like a lot of people use this thing with Jordan, 6-0 in the finals. But LeBron's been to 10, though. Like, you can't knock that. LeBron's been to 10. But you also can't knock the fact that everywhere LeBron's gone, he's tried to get the best talent on the court. He hasn't said, you know what, I'm going to rock with these guys and I'm going to win with these guys. But again, he also, 07 finals, he had no business being there with that Cleveland team. And the 2018 finals against the Warriors, where they got swept, they swept in both those finals. He had no business being there with Cleveland either. That was the year after Kyrie left. They made a couple trades. They got Ronnie Hood, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr., but they were a 4 seed. They got to the finals, though. You know, they played a young Celtics team, beat them in 7. got to the finals and got swept. Could have won game one, blunders, J.R. Smith, whatever, what everybody knows. J.R. Smith running out the clock, not thinking that they were ahead or whatever the case is, not knowing that they were tied. Yeah. So things like that. But I think that's what I think. I get where John Starks is coming from. So if you're a basketball purist and if you just open your mind, understand, listen to what he's saying, you can still think LeBron's the best. Cool. But just understand where he's coming from that perspective and respect that. Like, look, LeBron, everywhere LeBron's gone, all he's tried to do is build the best team he can. You know what I'm saying? Again, nobody says go, rock with a team that can't compete. But to make all these trades to get the very best players. Again, when the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis, he was a top 10 player. Again, he went to Miami with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. They were both top 20, at least to me. You know what I'm saying? He goes back to Cleveland. Kyrie was doing, again, they wasn't winning, but Kyrie's doing his thing. He was nice. And Kevin Love was a double-double machine in Minnesota. So both of them was top 25, top 30. So you had top talent and made, or either had it there or you traded for it. Traded for the talent to make sure you had a chance to win everywhere you went. Instead of saying, okay, let's add a little piece here, a piece there, and I'm gonna make it work. He didn't do that. So I get where John Starks is coming from. I know I went on a little bit, but that's basically where John Starks is coming from. Y'all got to open your minds and listen to what he's saying. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily knocking LeBron, but he's saying this is what knocks him down off the GOAT debate, and it's what a lot of people have been saying. This right here does that. You know what I mean? All right, moving on. Man, listen. You seen the column where they say when it comes to baseball, we're talking about baseball here. Yankees are playing right now. Where we up here? Where we at, peoples? We're getting crushed. The Brewers are beating the brake pads off us 8-2. It's just, again, everybody who thought, they're on a 5-game winning streak and doing great with the Martian and everything. He hit a home run tonight again. He's doing his thing. Dominguez is doing his thing. But they just can't hit and they just can't pitch. The bullpen has been bad as of late. Yankees are just look, they have to rebuild this thing back. They have to do a lot of looking in and seeing what the hell happened here, because this has been a total disaster. I know Judge advocated for Aaron Boone. I mean, I don't see it. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna ride with him, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. Yankees, I feel like they need new management. I feel like him and Cashman got to go. If you get rid of him, you got to get rid of Cashman too. I'll give you that. You don't get rid of Cashman, then don't get rid of Boone either. But something's got to change. The analytics got to be looked at. Forget the analytics. Get some guys that can hit and get on damn base. Basically it. But anyway, what I was really talking about was Carlos Rendon. Like, this has been a disaster. I know he wasn't healthy, but this is what they're saying. Like, this is what the thing about Brian Cashman. Like, you should not be the GM anymore. Maybe you lost it because you keep signing or trading for these players who are injured. Who were injured before you traded for him. He did it with Sonny Gray. He did it with, again, Rondon, Harrison Bader, Frankie Montez. I mean, the list goes on and on. Frankie Montez hasn't pitched all season. Like, come on, man. When does it stop? When does somebody wake the hell up and say, man, what we doing right now is dead wrong. It's not official. Brian Cashman should be on the clock. He should be fired. Sorry. It's not about calling for anybody's job, man, but you are not doing the job. That's four names that I just said. 4 players that I just said. Rondon, Harrison Bader, Frankie Montez, and Sonny Gray. 2 of them aren't there anymore. Sonny Gray's in Minnesota, I believe, and they just designated. They basically put Harrison Bader on waivers, and now he's in a playoff race with Cincinnati. I wanted to see Harrison Bader on his team and shine. He's got speed. He gets on base, but he just wasn't healthy. Who knows if he's going to be healthy? He was hurt the whole year, basically, this year. Like, come on, man. Stanton's always hurt. Like, it's been a disaster these past couple years for Brian Cashman. Utter disaster. I know they're winning games and they made it to the playoffs, but it's coming back to bite them now. And you see right here, this move right here for Carlos Rondon was one of the biggest mistakes he's made in a while. Again, next year it might be great. We might say, oh, cool. But right now, man, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. All I'm going to say. I ain't trying to curse, but it's a mistake. It's a big mistake. All right. Let's get into Bun B. So Bun B said this. Hold on a second.
Nobody. No one. You go to LA, they don't celebrate, oh, maybe Snoop and Cube, but Battle Cat and those dudes, they don't get the respect they're supposed to get. Big Daddy Kane and them, they getting all that love now because it's the 50th year anniversary, but they don't be showing up for them and Rakim like that all the time. I don't give a fuck who it is. Kiki was just, that shit was packed last night for June 27th. Literally hundreds of people, almost 2,000 people, show up at Trillburgers yesterday to support Big Pokey's family to buy the meal and the soda. Houston is different. And I'm not saying that we're better than people, but we understand our city and our culture better than I think other people do. And we represent it way better than anybody. You could never fill up Madison Square Garden. No, I take that back. Giant Stadium with people who haven't had a hit record in 15 years. We did the first rodeo. The newest record was Players Anthem. That's from 2007. That was the newest record. When we did it this year, the newest record was All Go Everything, Trinidad James. That's an 11-year-old record. You can't, man, this city's different. This city's really different.
All right. So you just heard what Bun B had to say. In a way, he does got a point. It seems like it ain't really just Houston. It seems like the South represents for each other a lot more than the East Coast does. I don't know about the West. I don't, the West, I don't think they're as bad as, say, the East. But coming from living on the East, growing up here, having some roots in New York, and seeing what it used to be, how they was on songs. I mean, Meth and Biggie did a song together. Even if there was turmoil, they had songs together. Man, LL Cool J and APMD had songs together. They supported each other. They showed out. And I know he's more speaking it from as far as like the city showing out and showing love. I mean, Jay-Z sold out the Garden in a day. I'm saying, so we can't really say that either. You know what I mean? You can't really say that either. So I just think what he's trying to say is that basically the love that you see in Houston, where they hold each other down from the artists and the fans, is a lot different from up here in the East Coast. And it's not just New York, anywhere where, you know what I mean? It seems like it's hate, it's jealousy, it's envy, and it's sad, man, because at the end of the day, man, hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is the trendsetter. Hip hop gives you the real. If dudes are being real, it's real. Like, and it should be supported. You know what I mean? Everybody should support everybody. But if it's gonna be territorial, and we're gonna watch the South hold each other down, and definitely Houston, like he's saying, it's only right that the East Coast rappers hold each other down, and support each other and show out. We doing the show, I'm there, I'm gonna pull up. I mean, that's my opinion. Like, man, come on. I don't think he's saying, like he said, he's not saying it to run it to talk crazy or denigrate anybody. Basically, to me, he's saying do better, man. You see what we doing down here in Houston, man, do better, step up. You know what I mean? Rock with each other. Show each other that love that they say we don't do. Stop this division. Because this bag might be bigger than yours. So what? So what? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Let's show each other love, man. We're not gonna win divided. Love and unity is gonna get us far. That's it. You see what I got in the back of me? It says we are not outnumbered, we're out organized. Malcolm X said that. Shout out Malcolm X, respect. We are not outnumbered, we are out organized. That's it. Organize and show each other love, we'll be fine. We'll be good. All right. Before we get out of here, we got to give a Bozo of the week. We got to give a Bozo of the week, man. What's my man's name here? All right. So, excuse me. A man was arrested for trying to steal an MBTA vehicle with passengers inside. Let me say it again. A man was arrested after trying to steal an MBTA vehicle with passengers inside. So basically, one person is in police custody after allegedly stealing an MBTA vehicle with passengers still inside. Massachusetts State Police say the suspect stole the T vehicle, a Ford Flex, in Woburn around 3:45 p.m. This is 2 days ago, and was spotted driving through the O'Neill Tunnel. In a failed attempt to stop the vehicle, the suspect continued to driving through the tunnel, crashing into several vehicles. I mean, they lost sight of him. They pursued him. They foot search. They grabbed him up. But it's just like, again, I don't know what he was doing, where he was going. But come on, man. Like, that's not even, if you was getting away from a crime, that ain't conspicuous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't got the gear on or don't look like, you know what I mean, you are an MBTA driver and you got passengers inside, like, come on, man. They could have hit you with kidnapping. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. Like, dude is just like, listen, man. Sorry to say it, bro, but you Bozo of the week, man. Like, come on. That's not the move. Whatever you did right there was crazy. It was Bozo, period. Bozo move on your part, bro. You know what I'm saying? And now you got to sit down for a minute. No, nobody wishes that on anybody, but come on, man. Whatever you was trying to do didn't work, and you shouldn't have went that route. Not at all. Not in the slightest. So everybody wishes to get that man a Bozo of the week, man. He's a straight Bozo. All right, listen, man. Before we get up out of here, man, I'd like to say thank you for everybody holding us down, supporting me. We're going to keep rocking. We're going to keep getting better and better and better. I'm not stopping. The grind's never going to stop. Keep messing with me. We're going to get better. Like I said, I'm here for you. All right. Enjoy the games this weekend. Make sure you check out my locks. Listen, if you want to play those two and then you win some money, send your boy a couple $, man. I drink Modelo too. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's your boy Bozo, Fanatical Massholes Show. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We out. Peace and blessings.
Y'all fly forever.
Turn that shit up, yo.
Ayy, I'm fly forever, we real as it get. Never say never, we know for them hits. Feeling that weather you put on your fit. Y'all fly forever, go get you the drip. Y'all fly forever, we real as it get.